Good morning, everyone. My name is Toyin Yumasiri. I want to welcome you to the second episode of the Trade with Africa live show. We're live. Thank you so much for joining me. I know there's so much you could have been doing today. It's so beautiful out there. The weather outside is amazing. But I want to thank you for joining me for the next 30 minutes. What we'll be discussing today is manufacturing in Africa, opportunities and challenges. So get your coffee, tea, water, and let's do this. It's gonna be short. It's really gonna go really fast. We're live. I also want to encourage you to share the live stream with whoever you think might really enjoy this topic. I'm going to do that right now, so I'll give you a few seconds to do that as well. So, again, welcome. I want to ask you, how was your week? Are you still staying safe, wearing your masks when you go outside, keeping yourself and other people safe as well, drinking your water? I'm joking. I'm a mom, so I always have to have the kids say, have you drunk enough water today? So, one thing we're doing today, I'm also having a giveaway. One of my products, I'm going to ask you a question at the end of the show. And whoever wins would be able to go to our website, like our product website, and select one lipstick for themselves. So if you're a lady, awesome lipstick. If you're a guy, you can actually compete to win for whichever special ladies in your life. So don't think you can't play this game with us. This material was made in West Africa. The lipsticks are made with shea butter that originates in Africa. So I'm super proud of this product. So let's get right to it. Manufacturing in Africa. Why is it important? So first of all, let me just even explain what manufacturing in Africa is. It's pretty much making something in Africa, whatever that is, a widget. And I also want to make sure I separate, the different tiers of manufacturing. There's the lower level tier of manufacturing, there's the mid, there's the high. So lower level, meaning handmade, carvings, woven things, paintings, the lower level type of manufacturing. There's also mid, maybe value addition, a little bit more processing takes place there. And then there's the industrialized manufacturing, automotive, the high scale manufacturing. So I want to, whatever I share today, I'm going to pretty much go through it using those three levels. So if you're online, let me know. If you have questions, drop questions. I'll be addressing a few questions as well. Like I said, it's going to go really fast. So if you have questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to address those questions. So let me start with the lower level type of manufacturing. Most of the people involved in the low scale manufacturing, they are women, subsistence farmers, or less educated individuals that maybe the skill set has been passed down from generations, and these are skill sets that they pass on to their youth, to their children. I know, like tie-dye is huge across the continent. A lot of the textiles, they're still heavily, and there's still a lot of hand things happening there. You also have carvings, paintings. Within that space, there are opportunities and there are challenges as well. So let me address that. Within the low scale manufacturing process, part of the number one challenge would be scale. Most of them cannot scale, right? So they are producing for events, they're producing for individuals here and there, which is great. I mean, because pretty much they're just trying to keep up with their livelihood, their daily livelihood. So the job and the work that they do is just to keep, themselves going week to week. So the main thing is that if you were to go and you wanted to buy from these individuals, they're able to produce one product, two products, three, five. Once you start asking for 50, 100, 200, and that becomes a challenge. The opportunity though is for the educated elites to come into that space and then to create clusters, right? So that's the opportunity that exists right now, is that yes, a family of weavers, a family of carvers, a family of painters that produce awesome, amazing products. I mean, just last week I was talking to a lady artist in West Africa, Nigeria particularly. She makes amazing mugs and painted mugs. She literally paints, amazing like headgear, women, like African print, giraffes, animals on the mugs. And when I started having a conversation with her, I said, okay, how many of this can you produce in a month? Oh, and that's when it went double digits, not more than that. So we started this conversation. Have you thought of licensing your prints? Have so those kind of conversations with those individuals can lead you to start saying, okay, how can we scale this? It's amazing that you can produce one, but can you produce 100, right? So that's something to watch out for. The other thing is quality. A lot of them, believe it or not, their quality is really out there because they are very painstaking. They are paying attention, attention to detail for the one. The problem then means when you start getting more people to try and produce the same thing, if they don't have the same skill set, if they don't have the years of experience, it becomes a challenge. So something to watch out for is, quality, scalability, and, training. What type of training? Now, when you're dealing with people like that, you almost have to take the role of a buyer, right? It's not that you're trying to help them negotiate on behalf of. You really have to relate based on relationship with them. So watch out for that. The abundance of opportunity in that space. In fact, that's where I would encourage as many people as possible to start from, because if you're engaging directly with them, you are creating immediate opportunity for the families, right? Everyone say, oh, let's help Africa. This is not about charity. It's about valuing what they're producing and also putting a value on that. So, I do that as well. So, for example, 2 years ago, maybe I should, no, I'm not going to stand up. 2 years ago, when we had an event, I actually had commissioned several people in Africa to produce the the muffler and gifts that we gave all our attendees, the hand wove Trade with Africa on it. And when I gave that contract to this individual, I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot meet your demand. Well, I'm going to need to hire more people, right? So that was what happened. He had to reach out to his colleagues and say, hey, I have this contract. I cannot meet this contract during this time. Can you work with me? We're going to split, the income somehow. And that was what he did. And that's what needs to happen, right? Is that the impact that you desire, if you mean well, or if you engage, instead of just giving money away or to those type, to that level, actually encourage them to produce results for you and then buy, and then probably gift that result or use it or resell it. Okay, so the lower across Africa, that is a huge opportunity. The people at the bottom of the pyramid, they are very productive. They may not be able to scale, but you have the opportunity to come in, help them organize into groups, buy from them, and give them value for what they are producing. So that's for the bottom of the pyramid, the low scale, and carving, all those things. That's how I would say you could approach it. Any questions yet? I could keep talking on and on. Okay. No questions. So I'm going to also leave this video out there because I know from last week, a lot of people watched even after we had gone live and after the show had ended. So lower level manufacturing, we just talked about that. Now mid, oh wow. These are the SMEs, the small, medium sized enterprises. What are the opportunities and challenges within that space? Number one, expertise, right? A lot of them, they're going from the low level type of manufacturing and they're trying to scale up, right? A lot of them exist, a lot of the type of manufacturing we're talking about in the mid scale exists primarily in the agro processing space, right? Where they go to the farm, right? The pineapples, the mangoes, the nuts, the shea butter comes out of the farm, and they're trying to process it a little bit, so add value through their processes, and then probably inject that into a larger scale the manufacturing industry. So you begin to ask, what are the opportunities in that space? What are the opportunities? What are the challenges? The opportunities are a lot of the individuals in SMEs, their equipment may not be performing. They might not be modernized, right? So maybe 15, 20 years ago, they invested and they're still using some of those old equipment. So they need capital injection. They need support. They need expertise. They also need distributors. They need branding, because some of those products, they may not be investing enough in their branding and getting it ready for the end consumer. So that's something to watch out for in that space. Now, focus on the large scale. That is an exciting space that I'm seeing on the continent that is actually growing faster than you can imagine. One of the reasons it's growing really fast, I would say, is because of Chinese investment. There's been a lot of Chinese investments on the continent, particularly in this space.